Today, I am going to deliver a fantastic lecture on Unit 1, Lesson 1 for the intermediate students of Bangladesh. The title of Unit 1, People or Institutions Making History. And the title of Lesson 1 is The Unforgettable History. Dear students, when you open the page, the first page of this book, then you will see a picture. In this picture, you see Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is delivering his lecture on the 7 March 1971. And you know, 7 March 1971 is considered to be the historic space. Okay, so you can understand this passage is about our undisputed leader, the father of the nation of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And you also will see some questions. At least you will see 4 types of questions regarding the picture. Okay, so you will try to answer these questions. Now I am going to analyze or interpret the lectures of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So try to understand. If you want to answer all types of questions, multiple choice questions, short questions, flowchart, as well as information transfer. So if you want to answer all type of questions very correctly, of course you will try to understand what I am talking about, the lecture of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So let's start. Here the addressing is my brothers. I stand before you today with a heart overflowing with grief. Okay. So here the adjective is used here, overflowing. So what is the meaning of overflowing? You can see easily overflowing means inundating. And here the another noun is used here, grief. So what is the meaning of grief? Grief means sorrow. Grief means grievance. Grief means remorse. Okay, so the question, the MCQ may be set up like that. The word grief stands for. So of course you have to guess the contextual meaning sometimes to understand the whole of the passage. Okay, so here you are fully aware of the events. Here Bangabandhu has expressed you. You means the then ruler of the East Pakistan or Pakistan. Okay, so you are fully aware of the events that are going on and understand the import. What is the meaning of import? And that is very important word in this passage, import. The word import stands for, import means connotation, import means meaning, import means signification. Okay, so we have been trying to do our best to cope with the situation. Bangabandhu is trying to say like that, addressing the then ruler of the East Pakistan. We are trying to cope with the situation, but we are not. But we are trying to cope with the situation. So here, dear students, just look at this word, cope with, cope with. So here, preposition with is always used with the particular verb cope, cope with. Okay, so mind it. Okay, so here, and yet unfortunately the streets of Dhaka, Chittagong, Khulna, Rajshahi and Rangpur awash with the blood of our brothers. Awash with. So another important word, awash. Generally, with preposition is used with this adjective awash. Okay, so you have already learned cup, and you have already learned awash. So we generally use after these particular verbs cup and awash. Okay, we always use with after these two verbs. Here, what do you understand by this sentence? What do you understand by this sentence? The streets of Dhaka, Chittagong, Khulna, Rajshahi and Rangpur are awash with the blood of our brothers. It means that millions of people, thousands of people were killed brutally by the then Pakistani rulers. Just Bangabandhu wants to mean this through his speech, addressing the people in general who were present at Racecourse Maidan at the time 7 March 1971. Okay, so here Bangabandhu has declared like that the people of Bengal now want to be free. The people of Bengal now want to live. The people of Bengal now want their rights. Just Bangabandhu has mentioned three matters on behalf of the people in general of the East Pakistan. He was trying to say like that at this moment the people in general of East Pakistan wanted three things. Number one, they want to be free. Number two, they want to live. Number three, they want their rights. Okay, so the next para, what have you done that was wrong? Just the next paragraph starts with a question, which is done by Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. After the election, the people of Bangladesh voted as one for me and for the Awami League. He wanted to sympathetically the people in general of the East Pakistan voted him as well as his party. Despite that, he couldn't form the government of Pakistan, although he and his party were victors. Okay, so here once again we were to sit in the National Assembly. So what is the meaning of assembly? Assembly means a group of people who have been already elected to meet together and make decisions or laws for a particular country or state. So this is assembly. Okay, and draft a constitution. So what is the meaning of constitution? And you know, constitution means the system of laws and basic principles by which a country or a state or an organization is governed. Okay, so here Bangabandhu was trying to say like that we were supposed to draft a constitution sitting in the assembly after forming the government, since he and his party won the elections. Here built our country, the people of this land would thereby get economic, political and cultural freedom. Once again, he was talking about on behalf of the people of the East Pakistan needed economic, political, and cultural freedom. But it is with regret that I have to report to you today that we have passed through 23 tragic years. Here, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, our undisputed leader, the father of the nation of Bangladesh, has mentioned we had already spent 23 tragic years, and despite the fact that my people, Bangabandhu says that my people couldn't enjoy fundamental rights, my people couldn't enjoy cultural rights, my people couldn't enjoy political rights, my people couldn't enjoy economic rights, although he and his party won the elections. So here the next, Bengal's history of those years is full of stories of torture inflicted on a people, of blood shed by them repeatedly. 23 years of a history of man and woman in agony. Here, torture. Torture means oppression or infliction. So the question may be set up like that. The word torture stands up. The answer will be oppression and or infliction. Okay? 23 years of a history of man and woman in agony. Agony means once again torture. So here within 23 years, in 23 years, the people of the East Pakistan couldn't enjoy any rights, any fundamental rights. Just Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was trying to highlight this in his space. Okay, the history of Bengal is the history of people who have repeatedly made their highways crimson with the blood. Once again, highway crimson with blood. It means that the roads of Bengal were washed with blood. It means that thousands of people, millions of people were killed brutally by the then Pakistani rulers, Pakistani army. Okay, here just Bangabandhu was trying to highlight the history like that. We shed blood in 1952, and everybody knows that what happened in 1952. Okay, even though we were the victors in the elections of 1954, we couldn't form a government then, though he and his party were victors in 1954, they couldn't form the government. In 1958, Ayub Khan declared martial law to enslave us for the next 10 years. Here, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman tried to highlight the history, the events. Okay, here 1958, Ayub Khan proclaimed. So what is the synonymous word declared? The answer will be proclaimed. So the question may be like that. The word declared stands for. The answer will be proclaimed. So here Ayub Khan proclaimed martial law to enslave us. What's the meaning of enslave? To make somebody else a slave. Enslave means to make somebody else a slave. Okay, for the next 10 years, in 1966, when we launched the 6-point movement of boys were shot dead on 7 June. So everybody knows the history of 1966. So launched Launched means started. Launched means commenced. So the question, the MCQ may be set up like that. The word launched stands for. The answer will be started. The word launched stands for commenced. So here, 6-point movement, our boys were shot dead on 7 June. It means that our boys were brutally killed by opening fire. Okay, so here, and of course in 1966, in the event of 6-point movement. Okay, here, when after the movement of 1969, Ayub Khan fell from power. Ayub Khan fell from power. Ayub Khan lost power. Ayub Khan lost power. Okay? In 1969. And Yahya Khan assumed the reins of the government. He declared that he would give us a constitution and restore democracy. But Ayub Khan gave his words to Bangabandhu and his party. He would give us a constitution and he would restore democracy. We listened to him. Bangabandhu was telling, was expressing like that. We listen to him. We listen to him means we listen to Yahya Khan. A lot has happened since and elections have taken place. Here happened. A lot of many events had already been taken place. Many events had already been brought about. So here, what is the closest meaning of the word happened? You can say brought about instead of happened. You can say taken place or took place instead of happened. Okay? Here I have made President Yahya Khan. I made a request to him not only on behalf of Bengal. On behalf of, there is another phrasal preposition, on behalf of. Okay? On behalf of, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman has requested to him, meaning Yahya Khan, as the leader of the party, okay, which has the majority in Pakistan. I said to him, I means Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman told Yahya Khan, you must hold the session of the National Assembly on 15 January. But he did not listen to me. Yahya Khan did not listen to Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He listened to Mr. Bhutto instead. At first, he said that the meeting would take place in the first week of March. So here, at first he said that the meeting would take place. Once again, Yahya Khan gave his speech to our undisputed leader, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The meeting would take place. The meeting would be held in the first week of March. We said, fine, we will be taking our seats in the assembly then. Bangabandhu was saying like that. Okay. I said, we will carry out our discussions in the assembly. We'll go on our space. We'll talk about the ins and outs of our country, of our constitution, of course in the assembly. Okay, I went so far as to say that if anyone came up with an offer that was just, even though we were in the majority, we would agree to that offer. Although our undisputed leader, the father of the nation of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, won the majority support on behalf of the people in general of the East Pakistan. He agreed to all conditions which had been made by the then rulers of East Pakistan. Dear students, today I have already delivered my speech from my brothers. I stand before you today with the heart overflowing with grief. Here the speech has been started, and I am going to end my lecture. We would agree to that offer. Dear students, the same lecture will be delivered, of course, in Bangla and English both. So, first of all, I will try my level best to deliver my lecture in English first. And secondly, in the second video, I will try my level best to deliver my lecture both in Bangla and English so that you can understand ins and outs of this passage. So, goodbye today. If you feel better by watching this video, please like, subscribe and press bell icon.